Alright, let's continue. Today I will probably finally finish the Reich at Minoris planet. And we're gonna see some different locations after that. I suppose next stop will be the prison in this system. Last time we found who was it? Inquisitors. This guy. Heinrichs. Was he like a Inquisitor's executioner? Something like that? Found him. Now we have to deal with all this mess that happened here. On the parade that they made after we quelled the uprising of heretics. Which didn't help one bit. Which didn't help. Now I guess we have to get to the starport again to escape this. Okay, let's see. What is the best route? Go down here. Or we can actually go
rise to the top
on the upper side.
In the dust.
Could climb back up there.
Voices have quietened down. They're lying low, whispering somewhere in the distance, like a draft sighing through the smallest crack. I suppose I should see it as a bad sign, but it's so nice to hear myself think again.
Knowing you, Mistress Class, and being unwillingly acquainted with your voices, I would remain on my guard.
Is there money to be made?
Anointed cultist, wait. Someone had a perk. Someone had a perk for a opportunity attack. Maybe it was a deer? Opening strike.
Miscalculations are for commoners. I don't make mistakes. I make profitable learning experiences.
Maybe I can snipe him probably.
I'll see to it personally. Your end was never be your downfall.
Oh shit. 2 chaos spawns. But let me think. Ablarti, go ahead and tank. Idira, you can go closer to the front too. Cassia too. If they're gonna rush us, we can weed them down a bit. Inquisitor. Here. This will here.
Running binary override.
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet. If I may.
Death to non-believers!
Oh, I can hit them both.
I'm not accustomed. Another foe painted.
Nice.
Naturally.
Follow my lead. I will do my duty. It will be done.
Will do. But of course.
Let's make some opportunities. Who if not me? Another enemy down.
Out of my way!
That's something worse.
I serve the ruinous powers.
So probably Pascal will be the one to meet them. Stand here in the corner. Expose weakness. Nah, expose weakness can wait. Let's just blast him a bit. If I can hit him. Which I can't, of course. He misses. Of course. Cassie can help out with them.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Let's
I'll
give a
paint
round
your
to Abelard.
death in colours.
I took care of this one. That's not the Seneschal's job.
That is foolishness. I am a navigator, not a servitor. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
No.
Will do. What an unfortunate turn of fate.
There's one fella here. We can ignore him. Let's face the chaos ones together here. mean, my character can snipe those fellas on the corners. Or he can rush. No, let's go around. Fuck it. Ablord will go around.
At your beck and call. One fewer target.
3.
What is this foreboding? On it. Will do. Anything else?
I'll make it happen. It's as good as done. I won't compromise my principles.
Deliver us! Such is the will of chaos!
High momentum. Request approved.
Stop mocking me.
I am a savant of destruction.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Gonna give a point to my... Ah, she's out of points. Let's make him move closer.
Get me a target. For the throne's glory. I'm done with this one. I'd rather not.
What of course?
On it.
I bring ruin! The glory of my mouth!
Activate calculated fury algorithm. The scriptural prognosis is favorable. We function as one. The omniscient knows all, comprehends all.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
My vow is to serve.
Why I can hit him? Ah, 4. Oh, wrong skill. Fucking wrong skill.
I won't object to it.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. Indeed. I've seen worse battles than this in my time. At your beck and call.
Cover me! Will do. Was there was a unison? Or
That's an order.
What the fuck happened? Oh, it's the veil degradation got to the max, right? 18. Oh shit, once a character has suffered a certain number of injuries, these injuries are replaced with trauma. Make use of medkits in time to treat injuries to avoid characters suffering traumas. Removing trauma is a more difficult task. They can only be healed by resting on the ship or in certain other places. God damn. God damn it. The fuck is this? What the hell will this be? What? Okay, I gotta stop casting. Holy shit! I don't know what to do, man. I can give her him.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Let's see to it.
Oh god.
But of course, Captain.
My soul sings in ecstasy.
Naturally.
The brink of
A tactically sound approach. Victory is imminent.
They aggroed on Ibelord, that's good. Let's finish her off and while she's down. This is the first time it happened to me, actually. That character fell to veil degradation like that. Wait, she regains health?
me? If you insist, Lord Captain. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
I'll make it.
Phew, got her.
Be careful not to cross my gaze.
I won't do that. Alas, no. Not sanctioned to do this. For the throne's glory.
I will do my duty.
I'm ready for whatever comes. Who if not me?
Got him.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
It will be done. Up you and
That should be all of them.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
It's a T-pose. Gotta save after that.
I always have a backup plan.
Let's collect all the loot and let's get going. Almost out of this planet. Oh, out of this hellhole.
look no further.
Do you require an audience?
Let us not dawdle.
Ignore.
I always keep my options open.
If we manage to find an intact shuttle in this burning hellscape, it will be a miracle sent by the God Emperor.
For a
we have a
person
level.
as important as the Lord Captain, I am certain there will be a vessel waiting where it should be.
There should be a vessel.
Surely the commoners
Surely.
know their place in the evacuation order.
Yeah, surely they know that they gotta wait until all the royalty leaves the planet. Surely, yeah. Everyone will stand in line. Привет, Ромка. Что? Ах, я. Я не выгнал, она на корабле. Мне хватает, кто пиу-пиу делает. Я сам пиу-пиу делаю. Я ее возьму на другую миссию. Когда вернемся, Инквизитор останется этот... Executioner, точнее, останется на корабле, возьму вместо него. What should I give Abelard? Abelard is a gigachat. He doesn't lose health. He fucking murders most of the time half of the fucking map with his sword. I like him. Perfect timing. Actually, could use scatter. For myself. Go with perception. It's solid projectiles. What was I using? Solid projectile revolver. I mean, I can get that.
I will lead us to fortune.
At the beginning of every combat, the Psyker's allies gain plus 15% critical hit chance. The first critical hit removes this effect. Wow. That's pretty huge. For you, my dude, probably a bit of toughness. He was already doing good damage most of the time with the sword. Ballistic skill. Perception. What she needs, let's see. Every even turn, second, fourth, sixth, the navigator gains additional action point. Every odd turn, the navigator gains plus 20 perception. Every enemy that navigator has in their line of sight has its dodge and hit chance reduced by navigator's perception bonus. Oh. That's cool. If you line her up for a cone AoE attack, that will reduce also their stats. That's good.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Anyone here?
I'll make an example out of you!
We have been ambushed.
Here we go.
Ah, those are rebels. They're not.
Let's get to it. Who wants them all? Hold on.
Focus, Van Callox. Focus. Let's see to it. I need a foothold.
Heal up, dude.
Your assistance is much appreciated.
Let's get to it!
He killed his own dumbass. Wow. They're fucking hitting hard. All of a sudden.
Follow my lead. At your beck and call.
Step aside. The navigator is coming.
It's as good as you never stood a chance.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Let's make it quick!
I know what is to come. Anything else? But of course.
On it.
Finish him off.
Directly down. I'll make it happen.
As the tactical imperative dictates.
Faced worse than this.
Take heed, rogue trader.
Too far.
Everyone, step aside. I won't object to it.
I believe you can actually just sit and wait there.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
I'm a Mendon.
You should feel honored to witness this.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Out of my way!
Will do.
What do we have here? I'll see to it. Your end was inevitable.
What ails you?
Didn't work.
Ready, predicted input. Operation successful.
This could be an opportunity. Just as I planned. Success is the only outcome I accept. Keep your wits about you. That's how it's done. Is there money to be made?
Where does this go?
I always have a backup plan.
The stench of Visaline and blood blankens the starport. Echoes of shouts and gunfire drift over the landing pads. The shards of plexiglass crunch underfoot. You recognize Sergeant Malgar and amid the crowd huddled next to the shuttles. He was the soldier who greeted you upon your arrival on Rikat Minoris. A group of bloodied and frightened people is wedged between Malgar wardens and the shuttles. You recognize them as the governor of the planet and the members of his high-ranking entourage. Their expensive attire has been torn in the fight, and many bear wounds left by bayonets. Some of the nobles are paralyzed with fear, others have succumbed to despair. Two corpses are lying on the ground with their arms outstretched. Black blood has spilled under one of them. The other's skull has been split open like a nut, encircled by a pinkish-crimson halo of bone splinters and bits of brain matter. Sergeant Malgar, I demand an immediate report. What is going on here? The sergeant spins around to face you, his face a twisted grimace of anger. Our esteemed governor and his gang of cronies have been cowering behind us, and now when things got rough, they thought they could scarp her and leave us here to die. We've shed our blood for him and broken our backs to provide for him, and after all this, you think that's fair? You piece of grog shit? Malgar's stun baton hits the governor in the chest, causing the adornments on the governor's uniform to jingle in unison. Idira flinches and starts babbling desperately. No, don't say anything, don't say anything, don't say anything. The governor spits out blood and opens his mouth to respond when his head explodes. His body falls limp to the side, his remaining eyes staring upward. The chorus of noble screams cannot drown out the sergeant's spiteful whisper. Enough. You've said your piece. For generations upon generations, the nobles of this world cared for Rikat Minoris and ensured the prosperity of its inhabitants. And this is your gratitude, peasant? For killing a nobleman, you deserve to be executed where you stand. Cassia throws out her hand, and Malgar's knees buckle. My mentor was right. The rabble truly have no honor. Abelard looks at the governor's body, his brow furrowed. Madness, punishable by death. We don't have time for this. We need to get to the shuttle now. I think I'm gonna go, yeah. I think I'm gonna punish him. Or... Another in your position could have forgotten that the Emperor protects all of his subjects, but surely not you. It is your duty to help anyone you can. The sergeant frowns at you. I don't know why you stick up for these parasites. They never would have helped someone like me, but they don't deserve to die either. You're right about that. Not all of them, at least. A dull thought comes from deep within the starport. Heavy footsteps shake the rockery, raising an unpleasant tremor in your bones.
Thought you had killed Aurora, false believers. Tremble, for I am Aurora. I am the herald of change. Behold the
Chaos Marine.
dawn, and die!
Wow.
You will beg for mercy, but I will
Aurora?
grant none.
We bear the word of truth.
Holy shit. Accelerating speed. When a Chaos Marine is targeted by Perils of the Warp, it gains an extra turn. Shit, how I'm gonna deal with this fucker? Gains extra turns for Petals of the Warp. Well, Abelard, you gotta go first. I can probably cover right here. Anyone else? Ah, there's more of those fuckers. Hi.
Never felt pain like this.
Let's get to it.
You're in trouble.
Do not dare ask. I'm afraid not. Isn't this a job for the service?
Someone.
Gotta heal up.
Just in time. There is movement in the Empyrean.
Let's get to it.
I'll make it happen. Who, if not me? Should have thought twice before crossing me. I'll see to it personally.
I'll put my psychic abilities to use.
Gonna buff the strength of Abelard. Let's see how much damage I do to him.
Let's see to it. Nothing stands
Well.
against me. But of course, Lord Captain.
Integrity factor increased. Running binary code.
Victory is imminent. It will be done. Someone else can do this. At your beck and call. I will do my duty. My ears are ringing.
I gotta get that fucker on the roof.
If I may, now you're clad in scarlet.
God, I love this skill. So good.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Hold on.
Let's make him run closer.
Was that you? Or
On it.
High momentum.
I feel the power surging. I won't object to it. Let's see to it. For the throne of glory.
Explorers know one route. Forward. The scriptural prognosis is favorable. The omniscient comprehends all.
Let's make it quick!
Failing.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
Why she can't use this on them?
That is foolishness.
Too far.
Do not dare ask. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
I want to deal with the sniper.
On it.
It's as good as done. I'll make it happen.
Naturally. I won't object to it. But of course, Lord Captain.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
Could try and throw a grenade, but it doesn't do shit to him.
Indeed. At your beck and call.
What's she doing? He destroyed a ship?
Out of my way.
Maybe it was another ship.
Let's get to it. Here we go.
Time to redouble our efforts.
Fuck!
Me? Face the navigator's might. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
But of course.
I can't heal.
We'll
He's
do.
almost dead.
Was it you? Or
Who, if not me? Another enemy
Got
down.
Evacuate on the shuttle. We gotta survive first.
Accept your lot. You never stood a chance.
I think the better idea was to rush to the position of the sniper, kill him, and snipe everyone else then, who would spawn. I made just a mistake. Made a mistake.
Get me a target. For the thrones where your reckoning is due. Let's see to it. Only terror, smite your enemies.
Let's get to it.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. Victory is imminent.
If I may... I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Anything.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
What is this foreboding?
Too far.
But of course.
I need a foothold. I won't object to it.
My place is at the fore. I'm not interested. It will be done.
Let's make it quick.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
2 points. It doesn't spam AP, right? I got the skill, yeah, nice.
I'll see to it.
I'll probably one-shot him right now.
It's as good as your end was inevitable.
That's all of them.
Sometimes you consult the appropriate treatise on Tactica Imperialis and weigh every step.
Always keep your eye on the
Sometimes, though,
prize.
you just fire your biggest cannon and save the day.
Gem of Dark Vitality, heretical. Interesting. That's pretty cool for our Psyker. That amulet. Yeah. Definitely an upgrade for her. How can you use the amulet for someone else? +5 toughness if their intelligence is less than 35. So it's obviously for Abelard or even can go to him. What happened to his stats? Holy shit. Crippled leg. Broken ribs. Fuck. Oh, he got smacked around by the Chaos Marine. That makes sense, right? He's all broken up. Toughness. I can probably just give it to, for now, to Abelard. He's tanking everyone all the time.
I always keep my options open.
Your seneschal is always there for you.
That's a cool one.
Let us
Let's
not
escape.
dawdle.
Thanks be to the Emperor, you are alive. Your Lordship, we are most gratified by your return, and the crew is full of zeal to carry out any orders you may have. Before anything else, I will hear an account of what happened to the system's son. The Voxmaster falters. Lord Captain, we saw a number of ships approach the sun. Black creations of inhuman make, amalgams of sharp angles and edges, they surrounded the star. And then, my apologies, but I struggled to find words that could describe the terrible sight. The Xenos made the sun vanish into the void. The interrogator closed his eyes and grimaces. Drukhari. You see Avalora's expression change as if a shadow has suddenly fallen over him. He rubs his temple warily, as if we didn't have enough troubles on our hands already. The Xenos? Enemies of humanity? A breed of Eldari. Yeah, I know them. The most cruel and devious of their kind. The design of their ships matches the description provided by the Voxmaster. Like all Xenos, the Drukhari are a blight on the face of the galaxy, but their technological superiority is indisputable. They abhor and fear warp sorcery, which is why they rely on creations of their twisted intellect. And many of those creations are capable of things that may seem akin to sorcery to the unenlightened eye. The theft of the sun is a one example of what they are capable of. Are the Xenos in league with Aurora's cultists? We can rule out that possibility. The Drukhari would never ally themselves with the archenemy's worshippers. If I had to name one thing that humanity and these Xenos have in common, it would be a shared loathing for warp corruption. Heinrich glances around. The situation calls for immediate action. Zalkor. We can continue this conversation later if you so wish, but right now, he gestures at the deck teeming with tumultuous activity. I believe you should assume command. What is the current situation on board? The navigator's sanctum is no longer empty, but the warp engine is still refusing to obey the engineers. Without it, we cannot perform a warp jump. Pascal's voice buzzes anxiously from his vox. It may be angry, or perhaps it is lamenting the injuries it has suffered. I will immediately initiate preparations for a prayer service. If Omnicia grants me comprehension, I will appease the machine spirit of this vessel. Why did you not send a shuttle to the planet for me? I do apologize, your lordship, but we were unable to receive your request for evacuation The Vox link was overrun with vile interference, screams, blasphemous hymns, and other equally sinister noises. And who listened to the interference for a protracted period lost their sanity. Several dozen operators went mad monitoring the Voxcaster in a hope of hearing your voice. Each one of them waited in vain. What is happening on the planet now? Our Augur operators are reporting numerous uprisings and other manifestations of the archenemy's powers at various locations on the planet. Based on the fragments of communication picked up by our Vox operators, there is practically no resistance being offered by the governor's forces. Millions of people are converting to the blasphemous Final Dawn cult in masses and assembling in prayer circles. Do we have any hope of retaking the planet? I fear that Riket Minoris is lost. The situation is deteriorating by the minute. We must leave the system as soon as possible. However, there are still people on the planet who have not succumbed to heresy and who are worthy of rescue. Besides the small number of our own shuttles, we also have the shuttles salvaged from the starport. The dark eyes of the Sister of Battle flash. We must save as many as we can. This has all happened for a reason. Saint Argenta, whose name I carry with reverence and trepidation, is famed for saving the people of dying world through the power of prayer. The God Emperor himself sent a star from the heavens that lifted the saint and her followers up to the sky, away from corruption and death. We must do as she did, direct all our efforts to saving those people who at this moment look to the heaven in hope of salvation. The lives of peasants are of little value. Our prime objective is to save the Holy Relic, the miraculous fusion reactor, and the electro priests who guard and tend to it. Abelard frows his brow. Every moment we spend in proximity to a dying world, we are putting ourselves at risk. Your life, Lord Captain, is far more valuable than all of Riket Minoris. The Von Valencia's dynasty cannot be allowed to perish, and so lamentable true it is, we must rule out the idea of any evacuation. Einrich's eyes, like two deep dark pools, are resolutely fixed on you. The world is doomed and its inhabitants along with it. The disappearance of the Star was the final nudge toward death, the final of the cult of the Final Dawn's plans. I once witnessed a similar event, a world that had surrendered to the servants of the archenemy and permitted corruption to enter too deep. At this moment, millions of people are bowing down before those who have promised them salvation, and they are willingly giving over their souls to chaos, a sacrifice great enough to bring forth a demon world. Our only hope of stopping this process is to retreat to a safe distance from the planet and conduct a targeted bombing of the Electro Priest Monastery. If we blow up the reactor, a thermonuclear reaction will follow. The world's oxygen will evaporate, killing off the entire biosphere. Goddamn fucking mosquitoes. In doing this, we will save millions of souls from a fate far worse than death. And we will save Riket Minoris from becoming an outpost of the archenemy. Whatever fate you choose for this world, I urge you to make haste, Lord Captain. The planet is burning in raging flashes of crimson and purple. I can see it even from orbit. As do I see that the storm is already upon us. With every moment that we waste, it grows ever more difficult and perilous to steer the ship through the warp's turbulent currents. I moved the lady on this. Enough talking. We need to get out of here while we still can. Something lurking in the depths of your consciousness bristles at the passing thought of saving people. The spike of horror you feel takes your breath away. It is as if you are planning to steal the prey of a mighty predator. The planet is already wrapped in a thread stretching out from the warp. It deserves to have a new master. God damn, what should I do? Should I bomb the planet, fucking nuke it to the oblivion? Why can't we not try to evacuate at least some of the people? For the simple reason that the transformation process will soon become irreversible and our sole weapon against it is useless. The energy released by the bombardment could stoke the warp energies. I've never witnessed the aftermath of bombing a demon world before, but there is enough evidence of such attempts for me to say with confidence that you do not want to see it. Which of the planet inhabitants can we evacuate? The nobles we rescued at the starport have given the coordinates of shelters where we can find surviving aristocrats and their families. As for Sergeant Malgar's troops, they will help to control the crowds of frightened commoners and prevent the shuttles from being overloaded. Thanks to you, we have salvaged many shuttles from the starport that we can now use. I hope if I save one of the group, I still can nuke the planet, right? I should be able to. I'm gonna go probably with the second option. Have the pilots extract all of the commoners who have not yet converted the cult to the Final Dawn. Any delay caused by loading and transporting to the ship will cost us precious time. Do not deceive yourself, Zelkor. If you indulge your vanity, you will doom billions to eternal torment at hands of arch-enemy. I must do as I fit. Perhaps I'm acting foolishly in the Inquisition's eyes, but that is my decision to make. You detect a flicker of something beneath Heinrich's sanguine mask. Anger, bitterness, whatever that may be, it does not seep into the interrogator's dispassionate voice. In that case, I considered it necessary to point out that the mark of the archenemy could infiltrate the ship along with any rescued people. Keep that in mind for the future. Consider it done. It is likely our shuttles will have capacity to evacuate more people. Nah. Wait. Oh shit. Wait. Do you mean that I can't go to Rakatfilia now? I can't even visit it? The prison? I won't have time? That's it. There's nothing else on this planet to save. You should have listened to me, Rogue Trader. We will all have to pay for this mistake. Oh my god. The bridge is in upheaval. The technomat's prayers mix together in a senseless cacophony while servitors work hastily to remove a hardened crust of sacred unguents from the warp engine's components. Once you start the march, you can't go back. I didn't know that. Fuck, man. I might have fucking borked my playthrough, no? I thought you could just continue to the other locations. Oh shit. Okay, we're just gonna go with it. Fuck it. It is what it is. In the middle of all this tumult stands Pascal with data slate clutched in his hands, seemingly disconnected from the flurry of activity around him. Magus, if you do not bring the situation under control, we will all perish. Act swiftly. Pascal shoots you a look of fierce pride and says with gravity, "You are right, this is my temple." His voice booms with power. "Tug comrades, heed my instruction." The mayhem immediately subsides, and the crew's actions fall into some indiscernible logic. The Omnicia servants start working in sync, and the Benharic clamor becomes a symphony of reports, which the Magus coordinates like a skillful conductor. Admirably done, Pascal. The Omnicia guides me. Prayers of the tech priest surrounding the cogitator almost drown out the sounds of the bustling bridge behind you. Pascal, poring intently over the data slate in his hands, extends a mechadendrite towards you. Please take your place at the cogitator, Lord Captain. Okay. The huge machine in front of you is lit with dozens of vid screens and hundreds of lumens. The blinking lights and endless rush of symbols and digits on the green background make your eyes water, and a vague sense of alarm simmers in the depths of your mind. The typical reaction of a layperson when confronted with the magnitude of Omnisia's creation. Among the numerous controls, you see a mouth of cyber gargoyle, the same at the gate to the Warren Chamber. The most you lose out on by not doing the prison is a 5 profit factor discount with the Fellowship of the Void. Pascal's voice becomes imbued with imperious force. Servants of the machine god, heed my command. Acolytes, prepare the incense instrumentation for the liturgy of machine spirit propitiation. Senior technomats recite the prayer to generate a current data report. Operations will be marked with campanological protocol. Omnisia rejoice. I must inform you that for the purposes of safety, complete reassembly of the warp sextant and updating of its data smith blessings are required. If this is not done, then at launch the volume of aggregate calculation errors could result in the destruction of the data crypts. As we do not have 100 hours at our disposal, we must omit this procedure. Pascal looks down at the data slate in his hands. A minor deviation from the right of operation for the sake of appeasing the spirit. What must I do? Place your hand inside the throat of the Cogitator Guardian, the cyber gargoyle which has been assigned to guard the forbidden data crypts. The dynastic blood extracted from your veins will serve as a key to the data core, where the machine spirit dwells. To it we will offer our prayers so that we may bypass the protective protocol for defective connections and launch the warp sextant. Pascal's voice grows quieter. The laws of the Omnisia know no exceptions, and so in this ritual I will remain at your side to placate the wrathful machine spirit in whose abode you will be intruding. Follow my liturgies, Lord Captain, and may you receive his blessing. The metal jaws clamp down on your hand, breaking your delicate corporeal sheath and releasing warm red liquid into its gullet. At the same moment, the image on the vidscreen before you changes. What does it all mean? At the sound of your voice, the Cogitator servant, whose bronze-bound skeleton is built into the Cogitator housing, shudders with a screech. Its skull rotates toward you and then stops in that position. Benevolent code, a voice receptor. Pascal emits a sequence of binary signals, and then is silent for several seconds. I hypothesize that the defect is located in the analyzer block. I register a reaction to the signal, but no process response. A temporary override is permissible. The magazine intently studies the vidscreen. The shell was created on a forge world unknown to me, initiating standard invocation of the machine spirit. Pascal leans over the adjacent instrument panel and sets his hands on the controls. At the same time, a quiet stream of machine code begins pouring forth from his vox. Lord Captain, I now ask you to address the machine spirit. Speak the following command. By my authority, I revoke the inviolability protocol of the warp engine. Goddamn. It's hard to read. The voice receptor will receive the vocal entry. Without your sanction, the machine spirit will not accept the data from the warp. Okay. One of the Cogitator's vidscreens turns red. Pascal sees this and raises his hand, signaling to the rest of the tech priests. Then withdraws a connector from his sleeve and connects it to the machine. Servant of the Omnisia, make now the offering of cleansed data crypts to the machine spirit so that it may be filled with their true and calibrated data. May the Omnisia have mercy on our souls. In meek solemnity, the acolytes offer up the cleansed data crypts to the warp engine, one after another, repeating prayers of exaltation. After anointing the contacts with the sacred unguents, Pascal inserts them in the Cogitator slots. Your head begins to spin from the holy censer's foul-smelling clouds of smoke, and from the loss of the blood that the cyber gargoyle continues to drink from you, and the world swims before your eyes. Let this mechanism awaken in renewed purity. Pascal enters a sequence of commands and raises his head, watching the vidscreens. Suddenly he stops dead. No. His fingers fly over the command runes, entering command after command. His mechandrites clicking their printers pull at one lever after another. The vidscreens fill with strings of symbols, completely incomprehensible to you, but clearly conveying something to the Magus. Is everything alright, Magus? After a few seconds one of the data crypts mounted on the cogitator begins to emit sparks. A moment later another data crypt does the same. The next bursts into flame and gives off foul-smelling smoke. Around you, the Omnicia servant break off from their prayers, and someone bursts into frantic pleading. Pascal mournfully grates out. The mass of errors in the warped sextant's calculation is destroying the data repositories. The offering did not appease the ship's spirit. The warp engine cannot be filled with the motive force. We're trapped. A moment later, the Magus continues uncertainly. Perhaps an alternative Ryzen protocol or an emergency launch of the auxiliary coils. The tech priest bends over the cogitator, but something in his pose and movements reveals his desperation. While the other vidscreens are filled with more and more strings of symbols, the monitor in front of you blinks and its static images changes. Pascal is too engrossed in his ritual to notice. Magus, Hanuman, a moment if you will. Pascal turns toward you, his flickering visor betraying his anxious state. Lord Captain, he stops short when he sees the vidscreen. Distorted transmissions from the data core, most likely the residual cognitive functions of the built-in servitors. Amnesia shield us from the machine ghosts. He returns to manipulating the cogitator's command runes. Read the information on the vidscreen. The cogitator servant creaks quietly in its joints, and a sound that is drowned out by the binary hymns and the tapping of a command rune. The fuck? What the fuck I have to do? IT support. Need new PC parts. I love the third one. O hallowed machine spirit, in the name of Omnicia, the Emperor, reveal unto us your power and guard us against our doom. Imagine like people praying to their broken SPCs like that. Trying to figure it out. Pascal echoes your sentiments with the triumphant sounds of Binaric hymn. Pascal's next vocalizations goes unsynthesized as he sees the vidscreens begin to stabilize one after another. The strings frenetically galloping across the green background are replaced with stable images or regularly updating status reports. Only one monitor remains inexplicably red. The tech priest's voice crackles in shock, but his report is as clipped and clinical as ever. Okay. After a pause, Pascal adds, I'm also reporting evidence indicating a Category 3 miracle fulfilling the criterion. Thou shalt witness the mechanism that toils in glorification of its function and in defiance of the activation. Lord Captain, Raver here. The crew are almost finished carrying out the orders given earlier, and I've just received confirmation from the engineer halls. I don't know what you did, but the warp engine's up and ready to go. We're ready to begin the translation to the warp. Your Lordship. The Lord Captain speaking. I give the order to commence translation to the warp. Waiting for you to ascend the Captain's throne, Lord Captain. May the Emperor protect us. So, what was needed was just a little bit of nudge by the Captain, right? Is that the... Oh fuck, it's whole world? This what happened to it already? So we won't have time to nuke it, right? Because I took some people in.
Von Valancia's flagship made its way out of the doomed star system. As the void ships plunged deeper into the Corona's expanse, the rogue trader's subjects bid a formal farewell to the late head of the dynasty, Theodora von Valancius. Having paid their last respects, the crew gathered their strength and braced themselves for whatever was to come next.
Chapter 1 completed. Look at that. Lord Captain, allow me to report. Our journey through the warp is coming to an end. Lady Navigator Orcelia informs me that we have reached the point where we can translate real space in Furibunda's system. The Lady Navigator and her pilots are awaiting your permission to begin the process. The Furibunda system is home to Footfall, the only Imperium outpost with a functioning wharf in the Corona's expanse. The tech priests are begging you to have mercy on the machines worn down by the warp, and to allow the servants of the Omnicia to inspect and heal the void ship's wounds in the dock. The prayers and rituals will take some time, which our astropathic core will use to establish a connection with the prime worlds of your protectorate, Dragonos, Janus, and Kiavagama. Master Zachary Weiss has recovered an invitation previously adrift in the Materium. The Liege of Footfall has humbly requested an audience with the rogue trader of Von Valancia's dynasty. According to Master Zachary, the message was tinted with shades of pleading. I quote, "Apparently the Liege is anxious to meet as soon as possible." Footfall, the place where filth and sanctity go hand in hand. The Reverend Hieronymus Doloroso will most likely expect a visit from me. I imagine he will be interested in talking to you as well, Zelkor. I will be leaving your void ship when we arrive on Footfall, Zelkor. Once that is done, consider the Lord Inquisitor's task complete. I hereby inform the rogue trader that during a comprehensive system inspection ride, this unit discovered data clusters within the Captain's cogitator that are concealed from prying eyes by means of personal cipher and a sacrament of algorithmic authorizations. Unit Zelkor von Valancius has been added to the access list and assigned to Identifier Keeper 2. The unit can access the data from the Captain's cogitator provided that he possesses the decryption key. You detect a hint of something resembling curiosity in Pascal's mechanical voice. Argenta, who is this Reverend Hieronymus who wants to talk to me? He is the head of the Drusian mission on Footfall. Followers of the cult of Saint Drusus, a legendary hero of the Angevin Crusade who founded the Calixus sector for the Imperium of Men, and one of the most prominent clergymen in the sector. Paying him a visit is a good thing for any loyal servant of the Emperor to do. I assisted his mission before I joined Lady Theodora on her voyage. I need his blessing to accompany the new rogue trader as Von Valancia's dynasty. Of the Von Valancia's dynasty. If you wish to have me aboard your void ship, I request that we meet with Reverend. Okay. Are you leaving us, Heinrichs? The arrangement between the Lord Inquisitor and your predecessor was that I be transported to Footfall and no further. I dare not to take advantage of your generosity and patience any more than I already have, Zelkor. You're a skilled fighter. I could use people like you. What do you say we extend your stay in my retinue? Thank you for your offer, but I must decline. I am afraid my duty to the Golden Throne comes before everything else. Abelard, do you know anything about the Liege of Footfall? Vladimir Tokara is a very peculiar young man. Considering your upcoming conversation, a baptism of fire in Footfall's political arena, Such things are not spoken out loud, but Liege Tokara is the appointee of Kazbekalika mission. What the fuck is that? Footfall chapter of one of the most successful crime syndicates in the Imperium of Man, founded in the Calixis sector. The largest robber baron crime syndicate in the Calixis sector. They specialize in the coal trade, the buying and selling of all kinds of Xenos rubbish. Huh. Selling of Xenos artifacts. Footfall was previously run by Liege, who did business with several criminal factions at once, but he suffered an accident. The reins of power were picked up by Vladimir Tokara, whose appointment benefits not only the Kazbalika but also their most powerful ally in the Kronos Expanse, the other rogue trader Calagus Winterscale. Vladimir is a slippery yet very cautious fellow. He does not usually beat around the bush and does not play mind games. Perhaps more importantly, he is not a fool. Fools do not rise this high in the Kazbalika's hierarchy. Keep all this in mind. You're a rogue trader, you stand above him in status and wield considerable power. Having said that, history has seen cases where the Kazbalikan barons cross swords with rogue traders and emerge victorious. Do not forget that and remain vigilant. The Kazbalika vile tech thieves. Pascal Vox barks out the last words like a profanity. Victus, tell me about the system we're arriving in. Foribantis is valuable due to its close proximity to the Maw, the gateway to the Imperium. The system is mostly known for Footfall, the main base for merchants, privateers and rogue traders traversing the Kronos Expanse. Additionally, the star itself is orbited by an Adeptus Mechanicus station, which is off-limits to outsiders. Alter Templum Calixis X-17. I had the honor of tending to this shrine for a few thousand cycles. I suggest you abstain from visiting it, as most tech comrades at the station are engaged in meditative calculations that should not be interrupted. Tell the Lady Navigator I give her leave to make the translation from the warp into real space. Victus begins issuing instructions. The massive ship appears to change with her every word. The bridge is set in motion as hundreds of people start to prepare for the shift to real space, and measured chanting fills the corridors to safeguard the vessel and its crew. Victus turns to you again. One more thing, Lord Captain. No one at the station knows about Lady Theodora's demise, and you inheriting the title. Liege Tokara will be informed, and it is required so we can use the dog. And besides, he is expecting a personal audience with the rogue trader. He will not meet with an unknown person of unclear standing. However, there is still the matter of announcing your arrival. You can either arrive on the station with the proper pomp and ceremony, or choose to visit it incognito. We're gonna go incognito, right? Or... Tell me in detail how these choices will benefit me. According to Footfall's unwritten laws, rogue traders enjoy special privileges that exceed even the power of Liege. However, they may choose not to exercise those privileges in certain situations. Arriving incognito will give you more room for maneuver, while an official visit will allow you to directly intervene in local affairs. I shall explain, if you do not mind. As per this unwritten rule, every rogue trader arriving at the station has the right to veto any of the Liege's decisions. But there is a catch. The Kronos Expanse is a home to several influential rogue trader dynasties, and Footfall is where their interests intersect. Of course, that does not prevent certain persons, namely Calagus Winterscale, from subtly pulling the strings on Footfall. If you, as a new rogue trader, start your career with an official landing and parade in your honor, the other dynasties may see this gesture as a newcomer challenging their spheres of influence. Yeah, I wanted to go incognito for now. I do not see that as a bad thing necessarily, and Winterscale may take slight offense. Corda will be put on her guard, but you have just risen to prominence, and most people in Kronos Expanse have not even heard about the Lady Theodora's departure yet. It must be made clear that the banner of von Valencia soars as high as ever. If I may, I would recommend arriving incognito. You will have plenty of opportunities to savor the sweetness and the burden of power. But right now is the last time you can take the refuge in obscurity. This way your arrival will not draw much attention, and the people will treat you as a person, not the almighty sovereign anointed by the emperor. You could turn some situations to your advantage. We're gonna go incognito. It will be done, Lord Captain. Victus bows again. With your gracious permission, I will return to my duties. Whew. Another level. Oh, wait. I have new... Oh, new archetype. Okay, let's see. We have Assassin, Bounty Hunter, and Grand Strategist. Assassins are masters at identifying the slightest vulnerabilities of key targets and dispatching them by any means necessary. For focus, high damage, dodge and dodge reduction, threat elimination, hit and run. Critical hits, defense reduction, killing key targets, repositioning. For my character, I'll probably go with Assassin. On the other characters, I will choose the other archetypes. Opening. Whenever the assassin hits an opening, excluding over penetration, they deal an additional plus 10% of target's maximum wounds damage. Okay. Let's add bolt weapon expert to her. We have Bounty Hunter, Master Technician, and Arch Militant. Versatility, large area attacks, personal buffs, weapon set rotations, crowd control. Scaling with party success, long-term single target buffs. Nope. Nope, no problem. I want to make her also a DP, like a damage dealer. Killing key targets, repositioning. Let's try Arch-Militant. Whenever Arch-Militant uses an attack that is of different type from their previous attack. So if you swap between weapons, Arch-Militant gains a stack of versatilities. Valid attack types are single shot, single target melee, area shot, or burst. Arch-Militants gain +3 weapon skill and ballistic skill for every stack of versatility. So each round, if you swap to a different weapon, you're gaining this stack. I think I'm gonna make her more like a support buffer. Yeah. Grand strategist, let's go with that. Interesting concept. Creating auras on like she can spawn auras with different effects. In the first round of combat, all 3 areas can be created in 1 turn. In the following rounds, only 1 of them can be created per turn. All areas can be moved with the corresponding abilities, 1 per turn, and cannot overlap. If there are 2 or more grand strategists in the party, the combat tactics areas are common for all. Already have an assassin. Can try bounty hunter. Vanguard. Frontline leader, defensive support, temporary wounds, absorbing attacks, attack redirection. I'm gonna go with Vanguard for him. Why don't we have Abelard in the party right now? Strange.
Lord Captain. Lord Captain.
Let's find a... Let's choose the location then. For Ibanders, we just drop like that already. Okay. Lord Captain. Rever's voice over the Vox sounds wary rather than annoyed. I'm getting reports of several ships moving toward us. Judging by the fact that they are not responding to our hails, and the telemeter shows a trail of macro batteries, they are not here for a chinwag, ready to issue orders to prepare for battle at your command. Could this be the work of Conrad Vogtwer? The silence over the Vox lasts for several seconds. It's possible. He could have hired some scum. Or maybe it's just a pirate who saw the state of our ship and decided to push his luck. On my orders, all stations get ready for void combat. That's a first. How this will work.
The litany of ordnance rings out across our decks.
Moving the ship in combat. We have engaged the enemy in space combat. Battles in space and on the surface of the planets work quite differently from one another. In space combat, the battlefield is separated in 3 zones marked by various degrees of brightness. Acceleration zone, mid-movement zone, and end-movement zone. Ships travel at high speeds even during combat, which is why both your ship and those of your enemies must move a certain distance each round. You can only end your turn once your ship has traversed the minimum required distance upon entering the end movement zone. To move the ship, click OK the mouse.
Coordinates set.
Your ship is equipped with arsenal weapons, which differ in terms of range of fire and offer you a variety of ways to assault your opponents. The ship can attack with each of its weapons once per turn. Note this can be fired as the ship moves, as attacking does not end the ship's movement. Each of the ship's weapons has a separate attack action on the panel at the bottom of the screen. You can click on the attack icon to view its firing arc.
Fire at will!
Miss? Some ships are protected by shields. To deal damage to such an enemy, you must first pierce their shield. 2 shields array cover the ship's sides. 1 protects its bow and 1 in its stern. When facing an enemy ship equipped with shields, choose your angle of attack wisely and direct your fire at the side where the shields are weakened. Got it.
Engage the engines. Let them taste our fury. Macro cannons, open fire! Coordinates set! Engage the engines! Let them taste our fury. Salvo! Macro cannons, open fire. Lance battery, volley!
Emergency war jump. Fucking rats.
All hands, prepare for acceleration. Let them taste our fury. Engage the engines with the force of a supernova.
They pale before our mastery of the void.
Enemy attacks can penetrate your shields and damage your ship's hull. This damage remains after the battle is over and must be repaired. Yeah, I've already seen the menu. Yep. How can I repair it? Those are upgrades. Ah, hull repair. There it is. Your lordship, something sinister is unfolding among the survivors from Rocket. Fuck. I should have fucking murdered them all. Destroy the planet. There have already been several cases of evacuated refugees being found either dead or dying. All of them have been blinded using various means. I fear there is a reason to believe that there were agents of the cult among the people who came on board. God damn it. I knew the anathema would not fully release its hold on those doleful souls just yet. Then let us march and drive it away. Begin the interrogations. It will be done, your lordship. If I may interject, there is no need. The interrogations have already been conducted. I put the enforcers on alert as soon as the first body was discovered. So I decided not to disturb your lordship until I had the results. Well, now I do. We have already arrested, let's see, 4 perpetrators at the scenes of crimes that had yet to take place. Those are not murderers. They are suicides. I need to know more about the... Give me a proper report on the refugees. How were they quarantined? How are they supervised? The serfs and the planetary wardens were assigned to the 2 auxiliary lower decks. The commoners are riled up and frightened by the calamity, so to keep their senselessness in check, we only assign those of sound mind to work and pump sedative gas through the ventilation into the compartments holding the rest. The people who were apprehended were about to blind themselves and end their own lives. I am confident that all who perished did the same. When questioned, they all said the same thing. They are haunted by the sight of the dying Riket Minoris. Even in their sleep, they still see the same horrific picture. So the sad wretches would do anything to make the sniper stop. Perform cleansing liturgies on the decks housing the refugees. We shall banish this blight with the strength of our faith. Certainly, Lord Captain, except I'm afraid it is not just the refugees. 3 out of the 4 people we arrested were members of the crew. They watched Riket Minoris die, and it left their minds scarred. Oh. We all bear the mark of that dark catastrophe, for it was the attention of ruinous powers that branded our very souls. May the God Emperor have mercy on us. You were warned, your lordship. It is regrettable that you did not listen. So we have potentially marked... We potentially are compromised now. As a ship. Any member that saw it. What happened? Your lordship, forgive me for not welcoming you with the appropriate... obeisance? Yeah, I don't know this word. We were told that you would prefer to arrive on footfall incognito, and so we're trying to attract as little attention as possible. I'm here on the behalf of Liege of Footfall, Lord Pledame Takara, the Liege awaits the chance to speak with you at his residence. But if you happen to have other businesses to attend to, I can serve as your guide and tell you about the station. Cassia's lips curl slightly. This is so familiar. Behind the amber-colored scattering of words of welcome, far less appealing hues lurk, murky and diluted. The look of someone accustomed to lying and hiding their intentions. Idira jerks her head, shakes it, and hisses through her teeth. Someone's coming, and they're coming for us. Watch out, Lord Captain. Abelard sighs and casually places his hand on his weapon. I would like to have a look around the station first. Of course, Your Lordship. Please follow. She doesn't get to finish.
Hey, newcomers!
Who the fuck are those? Are those fucking mercenaries? Maybe
I'll make an example out of you.
Armored Anver.
I will level you.
I didn't level our tank. He can start right here.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. If I may. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
I'm here, maggot.
That's not what I wanted to do. That's like the 100th time I mistake waking nightmare with lidless stare. Yep.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
My faith shields me.
Here we go.
On it. Who, if not me?
Brace yourself,
Let's get
Abelard.
to it.
Wow.
Time
Let's
to
get to it.
prove myself.
Time
Let's
to
get to
slaughter
it.
someone.
I'm blood in trouble.
Hold on. Stay with us.
Hold on.
Scared yet? I'll do it. Faith without deeds is worthless. Guided by faith. Doubt
out is for the weak.
Will do.
Nice.
On it.
I am a navigator, not a servitor. If I may,
High momentum.
Here's my perfect moment. I'll make it happen.
battlefields are always drowned in scarlet. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
I'm here, maggot. Each strike is a prayer. Show me what you've got.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need luck. I have strategy. It's as good as done. I'll make it happen. I refuse.
Emperor, protect me.
Can I fall back now?
Let's get
She's stunned?
through to me.
Shit. That's not good. The fucking wrong weapon again.
I'll do it.
Anything else?
Heavy is the tread of his faithful. My vow is to the old desire condemns you. Request approved.
Me? If you insist. The fury of House Orcelio!
And that skill feels so good to use.
I'll show you why navigators are feared.
As the Emperor commands, I act. That is not the Emperor's will. This is why I was chosen. I'll do it.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Doubt is for the weak. For you, my Emperor!
She has 4 stacks, right? Mm-hmm.
Go. Suffering is part of the trial.
On it. Another enemy down.
Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
6 stacks.
Doubt is for the weak.
Damage is negligible. Running binaric overall in value.
The shivering young servant looks up at you with horror in his eyes. Emperor, protect me. They killed. Every time I warn them, and then they go all, dear Emperor, our Lord and Savior. How could this have happened? Who could have thought? He just spits on the ground in annoyance. Does this kind of thing happen often around here? Shooting, yes. Attacks on nobles, not very often. Unless it's the Anvers. They're vicious. Not a week goes by without them killing and gutting somebody. They're wicked heretics. They respect nothing. They follow no rules. You said heretics? Inquisition? What are they? Fear not, young man. We took care of the attackers. Do you know who they were? Your lordship, those guys were Anvers. They're a gang. They're the worst, I'm telling you. They're scared of no one, not even Liege Tokara. He glances around like he's expecting more bandits to appear. Go and report this to the Liege. Yes, I'm sorry, your lordship. I'll just go report to the Liege. They killed her. They killed my lady. Oh, this is terrible. Now we're gonna loot the lady.
What advice do you seek? I am at your service.
Definitely gonna go with Vanguard for him. For sure. To Con 22. I should have a look at my gear and loot that I have. It's been quite a while since I've actually looked at what I have. Chain sword. Life-draining sword. Ah, heretical follower. Can choose swords. Unfading Valor, bolter weapon. Ah, I've swapped it.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
What is this Opticon 22? Tall, hunched tech priest stares at you unblinkingly. A breathing mask conceals his gaunt features. The skin of his hand is of sickly grey hue, while his augments show signs of combat damage and are plated in black chromium, giving him a general air of lugubriousness? Lugubriousness? What the fuck is that word? Initiating identification procedure. This unit is defined as Logis Opticon 22 and is a fully authorized representative structural part of the Cognizance fleet and the priesthood of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Access has been granted to the following options: information exchange, strengthening of diplomatic links, trade deals, donations. He's a trader! The priesthood of the Adeptus Mechanicus is interested considers expeditious cooperation with rogue traders under the terms of Treaty of Mars. It is willing to provide services to the von Valancius dynasty. A priority of service task can be raised if diplomatic links are strengthened. Any samples of sacred technology? Any samples of sacred technology, samples of profane xenotech, miscellaneous items. Okay. Reputation. Miscellaneous. Oh. It's actually quite good for my character. Stims. Oh. Wow. That's a huge upgrade for him.
I know how to take risks.
Like this whole vendor gives a lot of stuff for a sniper type of character. What did he say he's interested in? Sample of a profane xenotech. Sample of sacred technology. Wait, I had 2 slots, I forgot about that. I can give it to to her. Combat shotgun. Ooh. Rebel sniper rifle. Maybe I should give it a shot. No?
I always have a backup plan.
I think I had solid projectile skill improved. Chain weapon expert, laser weapon expert. Solid projectile weapon expert. Let's try running with a different gun for now. Also want to give the shotgun to someone. She has flame weapon proficiency. Do I have any flame weapons? I should have picked something up. Solid projectile. Flamer. One-handed. I can try and go with this. To add a different effect. I already have a bolter. Two-handed bolter in my main. Can use the flamer as a second one.
Is there money to be made?
I suppose you have to check the password. 1345. One button is broken. Probably can find out the password somewhere somehow.
I've read about this. did it?
Strange memo. The holy book by the altar. That void damn custom guy. He's always on duty. Does he get any time off? Does he ever leave for a piss? Is he a servitor or something? Guess what? Hanger by the window. Remember to bow to the emperor through the window. Is that a rumor?
Keep your wits about you.
I'm still new to the art of exploring.
Oh, okay. Grenadier's cloak. The warrior and their allies are immune to damage from warrior's grenades. Oh, that's crazy. You can just stand on grenades if the user of the cloak just throws grenades at your allies and doesn't do fucking jack shit. That's... wow. That's huge. Who has all the grenades? I have only 2. I could give it to her.
I always keep my options open.
As it should be.
Right, let's see what's be forward. The rest of the footfall. Atrium, Tethered Spirit, Astray, Shadow Quarters. Guess we can start with the Atrium.
This place was intended to be merely a hole within the temple, but now a whole city has been squeezed into it.
Another cape. Fireproof cape. Wow.
A rational decision. Ecclesiarchy temples lack the critical functionality that a void station requires, unlike the chapels of the Adeptus Mechanicus.
There's some goodies hidden.
Let us not dawdle.
Compared to naval
is
service,
intriguing.
that was barely a challenge.
Great sword. Primitive. Commander's monocle. Whenever an ally under the effect of the wearer's voice of command ability whenever an ally under the effect of the wearer's voice of command ability makes an attack during an extra turn, this attack deals an additional... No. Inventory. Additional fellowship percentage damage, right? I've read it right. So it goes to her. Sure. And what with the sword? Primitive. No one has a primitive bonus. I think no one has it. Actually should give something to Abelard in the second slot because he was running melee for such a long time. Preferably a bolter weapon. I thought he had bolter proficiency. Wait, what? Oh no, he didn't. It was Pascal. Chain weapon expert. Melta weapon proficiency. Do I have a melta weapon? By the way, can she use chainsaw? She can. Gotta give the combat shotgun to someone. Solid projectile. I'm gonna use it.
I did it?
Letters A and V were carved into the victim's shoulder blade.
I always have a backup plan.
Newspaper?
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Keep your wits about you.
The buzzing crowd has closed in on several haired-looking individuals. Some of their faces are smeared with fresh blood. The angry cries and twisted faces leave no doubt a massacre is about to take place. Just cut their throats already. What were they thinking letting that ship dock at Footfall? They're all stricken. No, no cutting. We get their blood on us. We'll be tainted too. Better burn them. What the fuck? Be quiet, you scoundrel. A priest clad in simple black raiment cuts through the crowd like a void ship crossing the sky. You dare pass judgment on others? What arrogance to think you have the right. Argenta starts at the side of the elderly priest. That's Reverend Hieronymus. I'm surprised he's decided to intervene in a street squabble. Reverend, but these are heretics. Real heretics. Their whole planet is plagued. Folks say they all died over there. And why is that, huh? Because they're heretics and the Emperor punished them. We're no heretics, one of the people surrounded by crowd raises his chin. We ran from the heretics, barely escaped with our lives. And there was no plague on our planet, only the arch-enemy's minions. A whole army of them. He spits on the ground. And if you want to blame anyone, blame those who abandoned our world. Blame the governor. Blame the tech priests. Blame the master of Kiava Gamma, who forsook it in its darkest hour. Several dozen gazes bore into you. And who are you supposed to be? I am Zelkor, rogue trader of the von Valencia's dynasty. The rebel rouser laughs uproariously. And I am Incendia Chorda, cut the guff. Her ladyship Theodora is head of the von Valencia's line. I saw her with my own eyes when she came to Footfall. And you don't look much like her. Silence, you must be completely out of your minds. A band of woefully dim-witted reprobates who think themselves bringers of justice. Who are you to pass judgment on anyone? All you ought to be doing is suffering and repenting till the end of your days. And what's so wrong about that, Reverend? We just want to put these heretics to death. We're not heretics. The haggard man is on the verge of tears. We're refugees. I swear it on the Golden Throne. We served the Imperium faithfully until they hung us out so dry. Where were the protectors that were meant to shield the lands of humanity from nightmares? Traitors and heretics. A lot of them. A murmur runs through the crowd. The people gawk at you, at the priest, at the wretched group huddling in the center. How tiring. The motley sea of colors that fills this restless crowd is hard on eyes. So many hues, but most of them are acid yellow. Streaks of fear. Their red buds swelling ready to burst in pain, all who are gathered here. As for the hearts of those who have been forced to defend themselves, they are shrouded in purplish black grief, but their words are as transparent as the ice that lies at the top of glacier. But the commoners are always deaf to others' suffering, for such is their nature. Interfering in their affairs is hardly worthy of you or me, Zulker. All onlookers are to return to their homes immediately. The refugees can go to Dock Alpha Row. I will speak to you later. Comply or face the consequences. I do not want to get in trouble over this lot. The refugees use the interruption to make off in the direction of Dock Alpha Row. Okay. The arrogance and self-righteousness of Malefactor. The priest shakes his head disapprovingly, then his eyes shift to you. I'm Reverend Hieronymus Doloroso, head of the Drossian mission here on the Footfall. I thank you for stepping in. Please come see me when you have the time. We can talk then.
What advice do you seek?
Just as I planned. Success is the only outcome I accept.
The sight of this cogitator would be enough to break any tech priest's heart. The machine is leaning slightly to one side, grimy, covered in scrawled drawings, with frivolous writing scratched here and there on the casing. Several keys are missing, and the rest are coated with dust. The right of operation has been repeatedly and blasphemously violated, requesting the identification and punishment of the deplorable acolyte entrusted with caring for the spirit of this machine. After a series of creaks and groans, the cogitator's dusty screen lights up. On it are several lines of text, section headings. Praise the Omniscient, the machine spirit of this cogitator is a grieving, but willing to serve. Parsimus Dwayne? I've never heard of such a rogue trader's house. Whoever this Parsimus was, he sure thought big. Lord Captain Parsimus Dwayne, one of the trailblazers of the Coronis Expanse, and this station founder. I've read about his great deeds. Lord Dwayne was once a colonel of the Astra Militarum, but by his will later inherited a warrant. He accumulated enough power to gather a small fleet of loyal allies and venture out to conquer the Coronis Expanse. They say Footfall was meant to be his personal palace world, but the construction dragged on for decades and Lord Parsimus eventually died of old age. His enemies instantly tore Footfall to pieces and turned it into the bastion of humanity we know today. One that is full of bandits, privateers, hustlers, and rogue traders. Pleased with herself, Cassia nods slightly to let everyone know that the lecture is over. Footfall Station has been envisioned by the great Parsimus Dwayne as a palace in the stars, as majestic as the spirit and mind of its creator. As of the year of the Cogitator's installation, merely a small fraction of the great Parsimus's designs have yet been made a reality, but already their audacity and grandeur are staggering. Footfall is to become the gateway to the savage and barely explored Coronis Expanse. A foothold for future conquest by the Imperium, and the noble Parsimus Dwayne, who acts by the Emperor's will. The Great Parsimos Devane intends to conquer the Coronos Expanse and build the most grandiose structure which will shine through the ages, praising the names of its creator and his descendants, Footfall, the Palace and the Stars. The glory of the Great Parsimos' deeds will live on throughout the ages, and his grand design. The spirit of this machine is enraged and will perform its function no more. I will see to it that the profaners responsible for its maintenance are marked for server penance. Alright, I think I'm gonna save it right here and call it quits for today. I'll probably launch it tomorrow in the morning, play a bit in the morning and in the evening. 2 streams.